Greetings, everyone. Glenn Calloway from the basement. Hope everyone is having a nice day. It is Tuesday, just shortly after lunch, as I'm recording this and uploading it for your viewing pleasure. Today, I thought I would do a ranking because I am a ranker. Today, my favorite American bands, my top 13 American bands, and my favorite album of each of those bands. Before I get started, last couple of days I've been kind of busy. I had a colonoscopy on Monday morning, and if anybody's done that, you'll know that the day before is not the most fun day in the world when you're doing all your cleansing. And the reason I'm mentioning this because I want to give a shout out to my buddy Larry, who picked me up yesterday morning and took me to the hospital and came back and got me when I was done. So thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. I would like to apologize to Larry, though. I hope when I soiled your car, the stain came out. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, let's get on with the ranking. Number 13. Just keep getting the sun. Don't like that. Okay. Number 13. I'm going with Santana. Boy, those first three albums, that Santana band was fantastic. I mean, Carlos is kind of the mainstay over the years of the band, so it's kind of, Oh, before I start, I should say I had a rule here. I did not name a band where the main guy was so prominent in the band, like Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, or the Mothers, Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention, or Bruce Springsteen. They're the three I left out because, I mean, let's face it, those three guys are the guys. And most other bands, I got one that I have a name, well, even Santana, but Santana had a great band to start with, Greg Raleigh and whatever, those guys were all awesome musicians. So Santana, and I picked Abraxas, the second album, as my favorite. This is an original master recording from MoFi, Ultra Disc. Sounds great. So Santana, number 13. Number 12, Why is it doing that? Okay, come on. Get out of the sun. There. Number 13, Little Feat. Oh, man, I love this band. Now, I was going to pick studio album, but you know what? If I did, I was going to pick Sailing Shoes because I really like that album a lot. I like all their album, but Waiting for Columbus, it's the one I go to 99% of the time. This was the box set that came out a couple of years ago with complete shows and other shows and whatever, 8 CD sets, fantastic. But Waiting for Columbus, one of the great live albums of all time, and just an amazing band. Amazing. Number 13, 12, 11 on my list. CCR. Why does this keep happening to me? I look. There. Better? I look better. I look good all washed out. Beautiful face like this should be seen. Creedence Clearwater Revolver. Creedence Clearwater Revival. Oh, man. All their albums are great, except for that last one. But Bayou Country's my favorite, with Keep on Chugling and Born in the Bayou and Graveyard Train and Penthouse Popper and all those songs. Their second album, fantastic. CCR. Now we're into the top 10. Now we're into the top 10. And my number 10, bit of a surprise, but I always liked this band. I just freaking love them now. They're like amazing. And I like, it's Steely Dan. And Asia is the album I picked. My favorite Steely Dan album. Just so original and so inventive, and there's chord structures and a bit of jazz and some rock and some quirky lyrics, and just a really interesting band. Steely Dan, number 10. Number 9. Number 9. How can you leave the Byrds out of it? Our greatest American band thing. And I go with Mr. Tambourine Man. Their debut album. Never got better than this as far as I'm concerned, but they put out some great stuff. Fifth Dimension and Turn, Turn, Turn and Sweethearts of the Rodeo. They put out so many great albums. The Byrds. Number 8. Here's a band where I chose a front man who is prominently named in the band, but not necessarily the prominent member of the band. There was Mike Bloomfield, and I'm going with Paul Butterfield, the Butterfield Blues Band. They didn't even call themselves Paul Butterfield Blues Band. The Butterfield Blues Band, East West. What a great frickin' album this is. Michael Bloomfield just shines on this record. Fantastic album. Then we go with number 7. The great Los Lobos. These guys can play anything, man. They are fantastic. What a great roots Americana band. Kiko is their genius album as far as I'm concerned. This album is fantastic. I played this for my cousin Jack the other day when we were on our way down to that Beat concert, and he really dug it. So what's not to dig? It's a great frickin' record. Los Lobos, Kiko. Next on the list, number 6. Sly and the Family Stone and the album Stand. These guys are amazing. I know I've talked about this before, but I got that higher box set. The vinyl set was 8 albums in it. Just a treasure trove of great stuff. Man, funky, rocky, everything, man. These guys just could play. Fantastic stuff. Stand. What a great album. Next on the list, number 5. Tedeschi Trucks Band. I love these guys. I've seen them twice in concert. They're amazing. This was actually the first album I ever bought of theirs, Revelator. I think that might be their first album, actually. And it's got tonight, Midnight in Harlem. If you've never heard that song, go to YouTube and check out Midnight in Harlem. Beautiful song. Don't Let Me Slide's great. Bound for Glory is a classic song. These guys are amazing. All their albums are great. Great band. Derek Trucks. Next, number 4. Here we come walking down the street. Yes, the Monkees and my favorite Monkees album, Headquarters. Love this album. How could you not? This is a Japanese album of this. Check that out. Pretty cool, eh? You Told Me, You Just May Be the One, Shades of Grey, I Can't Get Her Off of My Mind, Sunny Girlfriend's on here, Randy Scouse Git is on here, The Monkees, number 4. First band I ever saw live in concert in 1967. It was my first concert. Next, number 3, the Allman Brothers. Oh, fantastic. Eat a Peach. But brothers and sisters, they put out so many great albums. The first 2 albums, Allman Brothers and Idlewild South, you could pick any Allman Brothers albums. I think even if you gave up on them after a while, the stuff they started putting out in the 80s and 90s, there's some great records in there. But Greg Allman, one of my favorite vocalists. Dwayne Allman, one of my favorite guitarists. Dickie Betts, one of my favorite guitar players. Frick, man, these guys are amazing. This is an incredible record. Blue Sky, Ain't Wasting Time No More. What else is on here? One Way Out's on here. Little Martha. Melissa, my favorite Allman Brothers song. Fantastic. Number 2. We're just going right to San Francisco, man. This is the band that started it all for me when it came to psychedelic music. The whole San Francisco scene is when I bought Surrealistic Pillow when it came out. Just loved it. I mean, White Rabbit and Somebody to Love are both on here. Plus Embryonic Journey, and oh man, just a fantastic record. One of my top 10 albums of all time. And number 1, of course, The Grateful Dead. There's nobody better. That's America's band. The Grateful Dead. American Beauty. I'll pick that. Man, this is the best band. It's not the Beach Boys, Larry. Get over it. He's going to be crying, going, how come you didn't pick the Beach Boys? That's it, man. That's my top 13. Let me know what your favorites are. There's a ton of them. I left a ton out. So, yeah, remember, no Bruce, no Tom, no Frank. Can't do it. Pick whole bands that kind of work together as a band. And we will see you soon. Thanks for watching.